Hello everyone, Ron here from L.T.L Tutoring Central, and I am back with another video about summer learning, but this time I'm focusing on games, particularly what you could consider indoor games rather than sports, although sports are also a great learning opportunity, and I'm calling it fun summer learning. And I think all learning should be fun, whether it's academic learning or games. Learning is it should be fun. It's kind of a motto at L.T.L Tutoring Central. So if you're interested in private tutoring lessons online or in person at the big table here, if you're local, just send me an email. I can send you more information, or we can have a free information meeting online or in person again if you're local, just to talk about what your needs are. At the moment, though, I'm talking about games. So you want to choose games that your children will genuinely enjoy and look for opportunities to incorporate them sort of organically. You don't want to force them because then it's going to take all the fun out of the game. You want to make sure that you're not compromising the fun part of it. And also, you want to choose games that are sort of age and skill appropriate, right? There's no sense choosing a game that's really for a 12-year-old and try to get a 5-year-old to play. They can play around with it if they really want to, but you don't want to make it at a skill level that they can't handle. And if your children, and some children are like this, they don't like any games, everything is boring, that's boring, this is boring. You can model playing with other adults or playing even with other children if they're available. You can model playing and uh, how much fun it is. And if they see everybody having a good time, they'll be more inclined to want to play. So, what can we learn from games? Well, there's the social side of games, learning to lose graciously and learning to win graciously. There's both sides to that. We often hear about learning to lose graciously, of course. You shouldn't, stomp your feet and or throw the game across the room and things like that. But then you also want to win graciously. Be kind and generous to the other player or players as well, and don't be too arrogant about your win, right? Um, you want them to learn that it isn't a judgment of personal worth. If you lose a game or lose many games in a row, it doesn't mean you're worth less. And if you win a lot of games, it doesn't make you worth more than the other person either. It's just a game. So that's something very important to learn, and not just for gameplay, it's also for school because when you fail a test or when you fail a number of tests, this is not a judgment of your personal worth. It's a judgment of what you know on that particular topic on that particular day, but it isn't about your worth. And when you come to grips with that, you can sometimes stop fearing pop-up tests or exams or even just assignments and realize that if you do the work, the grades and everything else will follow. And that if they don't this time, they can next time. Yeah. So that you can learn from gameplay. And they can internalize that idea even for academic learning. Of course, other things you can learn is patience, turn taking, you have to wait your turn, cooperation, how do you work well with others? And also you can let your children teach you. Sometimes they know the game better than you, or maybe they learned some rules that you didn't know before. They played with somebody else. So let them teach you, or even, sometimes you can just pretend that you don't know something and let them talk you through it because that helps them and makes them feel good as well. There's also just the time spent together. That's worth a lot. Maybe worth the most. Talking and laughing and sharing stories. And so all of this helps with emotional and cognitive development. So you didn't know there was that much to just sitting down and playing a simple game, did you? There is a lot going on with everything we do every day. It's amazing. I mean, even small things like learning to tie your shoes. It's much more complicated than you might think. Once you know how, it seems so easy. But remember, little children and even teenagers, they're still developing. So all of these things come into play. play. So there's games that build math skills like counting and patterns, logic and strategic thinking, if I could get that out. So there's card games like Cribbage and Go Fish, Crazy Eights, Euchre, Uno. I made a list for myself, so if you see me looking, that's why I didn't trust that I'd remember all these names. There's lots more. I just named a few. There's board games like Monopoly, Snakes and Ladders, chess, checkers, Scrabble, Equate, trains, bingo. You can let me know your favorite games down below as well if you like, and lots more. But again, it's a little bit of a list there. Also, I should have mentioned off the top to check out the blog. I think I forgot to say it because I have links there that you can click on to some games as well. And sometimes usually the blog has a little bit different information than the video. So if you want to check that out, if you haven't been there yet, that's an idea. So all of these can help build math skills and more. Games that support reading, you can read the rules of any game aloud. So if they're at that stage where they're able to read at that level, they can read the rules and make sure that you know all of them, because sometimes there's rules that you play by the basic rules, but there's little tricks or things that you can do that you didn't realize. You may have been playing for years and not known. You can also read blogs about the game or reviews or strategy guides. Sometimes there's strategy guides on how to play certain games. So there's a reading component there. So these are all excellent for building vocabulary and comprehension and analytical thinking. Uh, Vocabulary, because you're not, the rules of the game or strategies and things are not necessarily using vocabulary that you're accustomed to using. So you can learn new words or new ways of using words, for example. Games that inspire writing. You can start a game theme blog yourself. You can or write reviews yourself. So you can incorporate that. You can get the kids to set up their own blog, and there's ways of controlling that so that it's not an issue. And they don't even have to do it online. I mean, they could just write in a journal if they want to, just for your own purposes. You can recount memorable, again, get my words out today, gameplay moments. They can rate their favorite games, create their own game guides, and all of these things, if they're doing it on a computer, you can incorporate graphics, links, multimedia. Again, this doesn't even have to be online. It can be on a computer just for your own purposes. But that in that way, they're becoming more media savvy. They're learning how to put graphics or pictures into their text, and that will come in handy when they're doing, book reports or academic assignments at school, where this is now often expected that you include charts and graphs and pictures and everything, because most students have access to computers now, and so the level of the finished product has changed over time. In my day, it was handwritten. Then it eventually became typewritten mostly, but you still weren't incorporating all of these other bits. Nowadays they are. So that's a way of learning how to do that. Don't overlook video games as well. They can foster strategic thinking, storytelling, creativity. Some of them have in-game economies economics, I was going to say, economies, or construction mechanics, things of that nature. I am certainly not an expert on um, uh, video games, online or otherwise. I played very few video games, but I do know that they have amazing graphics, and there's a lot of text in some of them that you can do to help with your reading, etc. And you're often building things, constructing things. So there's lots that can be learned from there. And again, all of the ideas about reading and writing that we talked about for the other games also come into play here as well. So I'm trying to get everything out here and looking at my little list, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. But final thoughts, well, it's basically the same as my initial thoughts. Learning should be fun. And I think all learning should be fun, whether you're learning in a science course, a history course, English, of course, math, physics, whatever. I think you should try to make a game of it. And sometimes I know that's difficult for academic learning, and sometimes there's a bit of tedious rote learning involved, etc., memorization. But try to make a game out of it. Try to challenge yourself. Try to make it fun. I try to teach my students that anything can be fun if you put your mind to it. Sorry, I'm getting noise from the microphone here. Um, but if you're playing games, make sure that you are indeed having fun. That's the whole point of them. All the other learning components come with it much better if you're having fun. It's the same with learning at school. You will learn much better if you're enjoying yourself. You'll retain the information much longer if you're enjoying yourself. If you're in misery and you just find it all boring and all hard work, then it's really difficult to get it to stay in your memory because you hate it so much that as soon as you close the book, it's gone. So try to have fun with it. Try to make a game with it, and try to have some fun during the summer playing games, whether that's board games, card games, sports, any kind of game. You can have conversations, write about it, read about it, and these are all learning opportunities. Discussing it with other people, very, very important. Communication skills are so important. They always have been, but especially these days, you really do need good communication. You need to put down the cell phone once in a while, talk to people, and actually be able to communicate as well. Okay, let me know what your favorite games are, or what games you played when you were a child. Some of the ones I mentioned here I played, some of them I haven't, and I haven't even heard of a few of them, like Equate or Train. Oh, no, actually, I have heard of Trains, but yeah, some of them I haven't heard of. Let me know what your favorites are. Let me know if you're interested in a free information meeting or just want information about my private tutoring. If you are planning on taking one of my Udemy courses, and you can find all of those link below to my website, send me an email so I can send you a coupon, because I can send you a coupon to save you enormously. Generally, I think it's between $9.99 and $13.99 the coupons are from Udemy, and I'll give you the cheapest one they have there. And I can't put a link below. Well, I could put a link below, but they only last for 5 days. So it's best just to send me an email, tell me which course you want me to take, and I'll send you a coupon. And as soon as once you click on it and register, then you can take your time, however long you want to take the course. It's just that initial 5 days. Keep learning, keep having fun. Don't forget to subscribe. Apart from that, I will see you next time. It's Ron from L.T.L Tutoring Central. Bye bye for now.